This is a Wired Up exclusive from the Wired Up TV team and family. Best Tupac Alive channel and past and present political news.
How's it going, my people? This is your boy Wired Up, and welcome to another episode of Wired Up TV. Hope you guys got your hands on the steering wheel and keeping your eyes on the road, doing everything you guys gotta do to get things popping. Don't hold yourself back and do your thing, okay? Now, guys, let's move on and get to this right to the chase. It's something that your boy Wired Up himself found. I can't really say that. Well, of course, with the little help of my boy Joe Gracia, my homegirl Rosemary's Hermano, and of course, the new addition to the Wired Up TV team and family. Give a round of applause, guys. Clap, 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 clap. To Miss Mulder X and Scully. Yes, Mulder X and Scully, guys. I know you guys know they've been dishing out the good stuff for a while. They are now officially part of the team, so good to know this for you guys and good to know this for us. Anyways, guys, I'm over here flipping the words. I'm excited. I want to get down to this, guys. Check this out. This is an interview that my boy Joe Gracia sent to me. It is from, what's his name? Frank Alexander. And it says, there was driving a brand new 750 IL that he just Suge was driving, that he's just bought the week before, and he hadn't even put in his custom stereo yet. The car didn't have plates. It had come straight from the dealer. The officer asked Suge to step out the car. It was right on the tail, and I could see Suge get out of the car and walk toward the back. He seemed to be relaxed as he opened the trunk, and so did the cop. Suge got back in the car, and that was the end of it. I don't know, and this is, guys, listen to this part. This is the important part. I don't know how they managed to avoid being busted for marijuana. It didn't matter that both of them were on probation. Pac had dope on him 24 hours a day. Okay? His mindset was, I'm a multi-millionaire, I have the best attorneys in the country. I've got more cash in my pocket than you'll see in a year. So F them. Guys, you heard what it says, okay? You heard what it said. He said they had weed in the car. That day, September 7th, 96, in case you guys didn't know, they were pulled over by the police before the shooting happened, right? He said Pac had dope on him, weed, 24 hours a day. Okay? This is the man that was his security guard and was with Pac 24/7, always right behind him. Went to Italy with him, went to go eat. When Pac was getting, knocking boots, he was right there at the, outside of the door. This man knows. Now check and take a look at his death certificate on the left. Now look very carefully so y'all don't miss it. It says, rigor mortis, none. Closing, none. Drugs and medications, none noted. Okay? None noted. When somebody dies, guys, they are supposed to put everything that they had in their system, because everything is used in the court of law in case there's a trial and it goes to court. Okay, there was nothing noted. They will never forget this. Is too important. Too many mistakes have been done on this death certificate and on this Tupac case. Guys, this is telling you guys what's crack-a-lacking. It's a bunch of BS, and you guys know what's popping. That was not Tupac that passed away. That was somebody else that did not smoke any weed. You guys need to open your eyes and open your mind. This is the best proof you will ever have, apart from some other things here and there that are going to tell you guys that Tupac is still alive. If he was dead, he would have weed in his system. They weren't even specific on the tattoos he had on his body in his death certificate, okay? They said something here and there, okay? But they didn't specify on every tattoo. Why? Why? There was something fishy going on with all this, guys. Something fishy. Every time you saw Tupac or heard Tupac, he was talking about drinking and smoking weed, okay? Drinking and smoking weed. Frank Alexander said when they were pulled over, he's surprised they didn't get busted for weed. Okay? Because he knew Pac had weed that day and in the car. Okay? Probably the reason they didn't get busted is because Suge, the cop noticed who they were. They were cool. He probably just popped the trunk real quick and showed them what he had. Looked in the car. Everything's good, guys. You got your driver's license. Everything's okay. Everything's intact. Okay, guys, get out of here. And that was it. That's why they didn't get their car searched and they didn't find that weed. Or they had a stash spot. You guys know that they had a stash spot for the gun. So maybe they put the weed in there too. Whatever the case might be, guys, Tupac was a chronic weed smoker. Everybody and their mama knows that. So for the fact that on that same day, weed takes, especially when you're a chronic smoker, which I believe he was rich. I know he smoked a grip. Death Row, Snoop was there. It takes about 30 days, even sometimes 60 days for weed to get out of your system, man. Okay? It doesn't take a couple of hours because he was supposedly shot a couple of hours. And even if he died 7 days later, that weed will still be in his system, guys. Tupac didn't die, man. Tupac's alive. This is some of the best proof y'all ever gonna get. I need you guys to share this and send this to everybody that you know. And tell them to jump on board because we're gonna find him. And he's gonna speak up one of these days. And we're gonna let the world know about Tupac Shakur because he ain't dead, guys. Okay? I'm telling you guys, alright? Now, he was kicking it a lot with this beautiful young lady here by the name of Kidada Jones, right? Quincy Jones' beautiful daughter, correct? So, there's talk about, from people, and these are people that didn't kick it with Tupac, okay? This comes from people like third-party people, right? They said that Tupac wasn't really smoking weed, right? Because, the Tupac are dead people say, well, Tupac wasn't really blazing, then anymore, or drinking, or this and this and that. So that's why he didn't have it in his system. When clearly he comes out on camera, when he's wearing the white, when Frank Alexander's filming him, that just goes to show you how close Frank Alexander was with him. He was with them every freaking second of the day. He was drinking on that video there, okay? The people that say this are third-party people that see him from afar. Just because they saw him in one party that he didn't touch a drink, don't mean the dude stopped drinking or smoking. Because even I go a day or two without smoking sometimes. I just don't have the time. I'm too busy, man. I own my own business. Then I make videos for all you beautiful people. Guys, this is just common sense, okay? The man that was with him 24/7 is telling you guys what this man did. Tupac was smoking weed on September 7th, 1996, and he kept doing it before then. He never stopped. For him not to have it in his system on his death certificate is bogus and crazy, ludicrous. This man had to have it. It takes a long time for that to get out. And even if you smoke, let's say 10, 15 times a month, or even 20 times a month, it's going to take at least 3 weeks, or maybe 2 weeks. If you drink a lot of water, this man was sitting supposedly on his deathbed. Man, this is a bunch of BS. They would have found it in his system most of the time, and this is about 90% of the time. When you go into the ER, especially if you're shot and they think you're gonna die, like all these people claim Pac was, gonna die and he was in bad shape, they take your blood and get as much evidence as they can for the trial. That's just the way it goes. Everybody knows this. If you don't believe me, ask around. Go ask some lawyers. Call the police. Do your research, man. So they would have taken his blood that day or the next day to see what was crack-a-lacking. It's BS, guys. BS. Tupac is alive. That argument that, well, he was quitting or he was slowing down, and that's stuff that people just don't know. I don't know who said it. I believe it might have been her father, Quincy Jones. That's why I'm showing this picture that said that. But it's BS, guys. Okay? It's BS. He wasn't around Tupac. He probably only seen Tupac 10, 15 times in his whole life or less. Okay? Kid Jones never said that. Frank said he was blazing all the time. Suge did. Snoop did. But you're gonna believe Quincy Jones that was never around Tupac? Oh, why? Because his daughter told him, hey, you know, my boyfriend is not smoking weed anymore. I mean, come on, that's what girlfriends do when they want their dad to like their boyfriend. Open your eyes, guys. Tupac is alive. Have you ever had a girlfriend and you know, and I mean, I've seen this a lot because I'm from the hood. A lot of my homies had girls that were goody goodies and they were gangbangers. They told their fathers and their mothers that they were not gangbangers, that they were good schoolboys. They didn't drink and smoke, and these guys smoked and drank more than me, and they did other shit too. That's BS. Just because your daughter told you that, Quincy, don't make it true, man. She was trying to impress you. She was trying for you to like Tupac, and Pac was smoking weed every time you turn your head. Guys, I want you guys to send your information. Give me your thoughts. Send me your comments. Send me your emails. And let me know what you guys know and think about this. But to tell you the truth, there's no point because the proof is in the pudding, guys. And there's no arguing this one. This is the truth. And you guys, the non-believers, are going to eat it up like pudding. Guys, keep your head up. Don't let people brainwash you. Just because the guy is famous and is coming out on a big platform like BET or something, don't make what he's coming out of his mouth truth. Do your own research. Keep your head up and be a leader. Don't be a follower like those people in those balls because they're insecure. And like I always tell you guys, always stay wired up. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace out, my people.